Hey gang, MrWaru here again, this time giving a review for Aoharu X Kikanjuu. Spoiler warning, it's not great. It leaves a lot to be desired, but we'll get into that. Aoharu X Kikanjuu is an action comedy shonen anime released in July 2015. It's based on a manga by the same name. Hotaru Tachibana is the cross-dressing president of the student council. She has an incredibly strong sense of justice and a seemingly superhuman strength, for some reason, to force that justice on others. Because of this, she is constantly getting into fights. After her parents move overseas, Hotaru begins living on her own. At her new home, she encounters next-door neighbor Pretty Boy, Masamune Matsuoka. After a heated exchange, Hotaru sees a gun on the ground dropped by Matsuoka, who casually picks it up like it's no big deal and leaves. Back at school, Hotaru's friend Kanai tells her in a roundabout way that she's broke because she got conned out of all her money at a host club. Infuriated, Hotaru storms off to the club to either get the money back or kick someone's ass. But, surprise surprise, dashing next-door neighbor Matsuoka is the top host and practically runs the place. Even more coincidence, he was the host that dealt with Kanai. Hotaru, who we now know has a really crappy temper, flies off the handle and Matsuoka challenges her to a gunfight. After scaring the crap out of her, Matsuoka reveals that his guns are just toys that fire BBs. After a really showy and unrealistic display of airsoft combat, Matsuoka defeats Hotaru when she runs out of ammunition. Having destroyed quite a bit of host club property, Matsuoka makes Hotaru, who he thinks is a boy, join his airsoft team, Toy Gun Gun. That's a pretty lame team name, but I mean, it's English, so whatever. Now it's time for the good, the bad, and the future. The good. There's not much here for me to draw from. The gun battles might be interesting, but since it's not based in reality whatsoever, I'm not getting my hopes up. The character teased only at the end, Toru Yukimura, an Aero manga artist and Matsuoka's childhood friend, could add an interesting dynamic to the series from episode 2 onwards. Let's hope so. The bad. The plot device to get Hotaru on Team Gun Gun is completely unoriginal. Tomboy breaks host club property and is then blackmailed into doing something is the exact premise of Oran High School Host Club. Furthermore, there's very little that's lovable about Hotaru. In my opinion, she's just an angry, overzealous tomboy. An inflated sense of justice is no excuse to beat the crap out of anyone that annoys you. I mean, she punches a hole in a door because she overhears a stranger say tits a few times. If you're that ill-tempered, seek counseling. Last but not least, a show made to capitalize on the popularity of the hobby that is airsoft doesn't give a realistic representation of how the game is played. Leaping 20 feet in the air, flipping around, slow-motion bullet dodging. It's pretty ridiculous and automatically makes the show, pretty ridiculous. The future. I don't know where this one is going. Maybe Hotaru's addition to Team Toy Gun Gun will give them the superhuman strength they were lacking to become the best airsoft team in Japan? Maybe Matsuoka and Toru will discover that Hotaru is a girl and a love triangle will form. I don't know, and honestly I don't really care. Unless there's vast improvements, this series is not for me. That's it for this one. If it seems like something you might want to watch, you can find it at crunchyroll.com. And as always, subscribe for more summer 2015 anime reviews.